when the game started, could you just kind of feel you didn't have it tonight? I mean, the other night
no.
you were okay for a while.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't feel that. I felt like that we were coming in against. I knew we were coming in against a team that obviously was aware that we beat them the last two games. When you really studied them, their wins, recent wins over really good teams, playoff type teams, Clippers, Toronto, the inclusion of Middleton coming back into this group. It was a different team that we were about to go play. I think a team that's on the rise. I knew we were in for a long night. I knew it was going to be a difficult night, but I didn't sense defeat like you may have just said at the start, Tom.
Is this an adjustment for you when you have to go small? I mean, for the last couple of years, you've had a rim protector pretty much at all times. Is that sort of playing defensively without somebody in the middle? Is that an adjustment for you?
It is. It is. You know, I think that when you go small, I've said this before, it means you're losing, and it means you really have to do something different to change a game. And so small, like with Robert and Dario, means you're down 20 plus, and you just can't sit there and take it. You got to find something to get back in it. To start with, like Rashawn, to call him maybe not a rim protector or a small, he needs to get a little bit better at that, but we still like his bounce. I concede that it's not like a Nerlens or Joel type player, but the versions of small, as I see it, Rich, are like that. You know, really small, Dario and Robert versus Rashawn and Dario.
Justin Anderson went over a pretty good stat line again tonight. How would you gauge his performance overall?
I think going back to some of the things we talked about before is, does he fit how we want to play? You know, can he play fast? Can he make a shot? Does he have a toughness? Defense, pace, and space. And I think that from time to time he shows, yes, he can in all three of those categories. And I feel like when you look at his age and you look at his body and his physical gifts, I get excited to coach him.
He's an older guy for this league, but he's in his second season, and he hasn't had a ton of minutes. Do you grade him on that curve?
I'm aware of that curve, and I feel like the more time we spend with him, I'll be a better judge of how quickly he picks things up. You'll be a better judge of what you think people's ceilings might be. You know, a higher, I think, understanding of the competitive side, the teammate side. It's been such a quick snapshot that it's unfair really to, you know, project out. I do think that from my gut feel, when you just sort of talk with him and, you know, sit down and look at him and ask him different questions, there's a good vibe that comes out of that conversation when you feel like, you know, there possibly is a keeper because he ticks so many skill package boxes.
Does this feel at all like the last couple of years after the deadline where you traded some key guys and you have a lot of new guys coming in, you know, just right now, I don't mean necessarily the whole time like it was, but you know, it's just so many new things and different things and moving parts.
I mean, how can we all not like look at that and just admit it? I mean, let's call it for what it is. You know, my analytics people told me I've played 64 five-man rotations since the All-Star break. That's not 40 games, that's 6 games. Think of that. And so it's born out of injury, it's born out of trades. That's just the way it is. And I feel the good news is we've had a lot of practice at this. And and when I say we, I'm talking about me and my coaching staff. And we will navigate through this. We will keep our group together. We will continue to develop. We got 11 out of our next 13 games are on the road, 8 of those against playoff teams. And so amongst the reality of this is where we're at with our roster, there's also the stark reality that this is the schedule coming up. And so now more than ever, you know, we need to keep these guys together. We need to continue to develop and experiment with some of our new guys. You know, when you look out on the floor and you got Sergio and Justin and Timmy Luwawu and Sean Long, well, that's a different group, you know, than we've obviously been used to playing. But sometimes that's That's what you got to do. And so we will find a way to keep this real. We'll find a way to move this forward and continue to grow our guys.
That said, what's the realistic goals going into that, 11 out of 13 with 8 playoff opponents?
I don't know what the number is, Keith. I do know what the spirit equals, and I do know what the style of play equals. And we will take the group that is in that locker room and let that be Judgment Day. And what that ends up equaling in relation to how many wins, how many losses, I really don't know. I feel like we all understand at this stage of the year, things change. Look at that team that we just played. That's on the move. And their team with such tremendous length. If you don't take and make the first shot that's available a good shot, you got problems. And when you go against a team like them with their length and you end up shooting 8 for 30 from the three-point line, it's not like you're going to give it to somebody, let them break somebody down, or dump it into the post and let somebody go to work. That's not who we are. We have to play as a team and move the ball. We had 30 assists as a team, which in kind of a low-scoring game. And so taking the team that we have and playoff situations and that volume on the road, I don't know what that equals in relations to wins, but I do know what it looks like in regards to spirit and style of play.
Of Sean Long, he was physical out there.
I thought he looked okay. He's long. I think he stepped out and, comfortably made a three-point shot. I think that he bothered Monroe from time to time. I've had him enough to know a decent amount about him, to pay attention to him in the D-League and have him be with us during the Stockton training camp. And I thought that he helped us. I thought the brief, really, minutes that he had 15 and a half minutes, his numbers for that short duration were respectable. Thank you.